This is quite an interesting look. This type of grass that is establishing itself there. The swale here is dying out. Summer has arrived. Temperature is now 24 and above. There is forecast, the 10-day forecast does show a little bit more rain, but it might be the last one. And it's now irrigation that we need to use to keep all this more or less green. And you see I'm cutting a path here because we want to seed a few things. Sandia, watermelon, on the other side there, around the palovnia trees. That's where we had them last time. And by cutting away the material, I should be able to create a proper place. I think that the grasses will not overwhelm them, but we need to be a little bit careful. So I think we will put the seed in planting pots and then plant out the plants when it is actually not a risk anymore that the natural vegetation will overwhelm the watermelons. So this is quite interesting and I don't want you to miss it. So this is here at the very end. You see there where the farmyard is. So I'm at the very end of this wannabe food forest. And the area here has been flooded. And you can see that the water is now receding. It is sinking into the ground and also evaporating. There was a frog jumping somewhere there where it's still a little bit deep. And up ahead, where it is deeper, it is also getting lower and lower. I have some rubber boots on and I can probably walk through here now. So, you see, we have some water, but it is shallow, very shallow. And here it is already falling dry. Yeah. This is the black cat that we had seen a few days ago. And it might be the one that Mr. Cat took as a bride last time. And she's back. So that's a good thing. So we have two cats now. And let me show you the swale here. And you see this is how it's left. The water disappears, but it's still flooded. I would think we have a water level in many cases of maybe 15-20 centimeters, maybe even a bit lower, but it is being soaked up and evaporates, and you can see here how high it was. And this kinch tree is looking very nice. I hope in this light you can see the flowers. And I'm in here cutting because we don't have the animals that we could use here. Well, we have them, but there is no way to manage them in an easy way. But it's okay, all this biomass will still be put to good use. Here I cut a little while ago, it's not so long ago, so therefore it is a lot lower here. See, swale is doing its thing, but some higher areas are already falling dry. I think the soil sensor that is at the base of one of the palovnia trees there reports some 28%, not 28, 21%, and that is already low. lower than I would like it to be. And therefore I am going to turn on the irrigation just to maintain the moisture in all these areas. And this swale here is also dry, almost. And the vetiver is supposed to begin growing. It is already a little bit, but the bulk of it is still dormant, needs more heat. And what I also have on my list is a higher priority thing, is to add more irrigation on this side here. The pipe that you see there is functional, so it's just a matter of relocating the wobblers from another place where we don't need them anymore to here. Step by step, it is should then be an irrigated area. And I mentioned that before. There is a plan to plant some vetiver here, have chicken here, have the geese here. So this is basically the area for that. Of course, there's a lot of plants and not everything will be implemented right away, but eventually. And you see what's shimmering there in the sunlight is duckweed. We lost the duckweed in the big pond. I shall move some over there because it flew away with the water. So I can take it out of one of these two ponds. This one here, the grey water pond, and also the pond that we have there in the dog enclosure. Well, a few days without rain and now sunshine. And we need to irrigate because this already fell dry. 20% right there where the trees are. So this is necessary. Irrigation season has begun. And I just checked them all. I had to do some maintenance with this on the one over there because the water wasn't coming out right. But the others seem to be working all right. I'm getting wet here, but you can see they are working. And there we are. I think I need to replace this one here with a different model because this one is making more mist than rain. And this might look pretty, but it's not the way as it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be droplets and not, this kind of mist. So it's better to look like that, or even a totally different model. They have two types of wobblers, and the other one, they are black. They throw the water up in the air, and then it's really like rain. But it's working well, and I'm getting wet here where I stand. This is working very well. They came together and they stayed together. So the goose is basically the lead animal and the chicken follow her. That's exactly as intended. So I'm very happy seeing that. And the goose is eating grass and other plants while the chicken look for bugs. You can clearly see what the goose likes. Green leaves. Chicken do eat green leaves too, but only if there are no bugs available. While the goose eats other things unless there are green leaves. That's a perfect combination.